Hello viewers, welcome back to Ramz tutorial. If you are new here in my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you are updated in my latest videos. Today class, we're going to discuss about indefinite pronouns. But before we proceed to our topic, remember that we might ask why and when we're going to use indefinite pronouns. We use indefinite pronouns clause to refer to people or things without saying exactly who or what they are. They are called indefinite pronouns simply because they do not indicate the exact object, being, or place to which they refer. Now, we are going to highlight our topic about indefinite pronouns. Remember, indefinite pronouns, according to the book, it refers to people, places, or things without specifying a particular one. Why giraffe or chiram that indefinite pronouns refer to people? It's just like nouns refers to names of people like that. It's just because indefinite pronouns are part of what we call speech. That's why it's related. But our point here is to enlighten the young minds or the young learners, and of course to the viewers, students, parents, and of course viewers. We are going to have what we call an exercises. We're going to analyze 8 sentences regarding indefinite pronouns. I have here, first part is that we're going to analyze the indefinite pronouns in the following sentence. We have 10 sentences. And the first one, direction says, box the indefinite pronouns in the following sentences. It's either you're going to box it, you're going to underline it, you're going to encircle it, any what we call the directions, as well as we need to follow. Remember, to students, you need to follow the directions because remember, directions help us to do what we're going to do and help us how to answer the questions correctly. Let's proceed to number 1, to our proper drill. We have another person other than Leia was playing the part of Cleopatra. Here in our sentence, remember viewer, we're going to find it out the indefinite pronouns in our first sentence. Remember, indefinite pronouns refers to people, to places, things, but remember without specifying a particular one. So our indefinite pronouns in first sentence is what we call, we're going to box it toward another. That is our indefinite pronoun. Next, number 2, please follow viewers, especially students. The teacher said everyone must participate in the concert. In our sentence number 2, remember that we are going to analyze before we box the indefinite pronoun. Again, in number 2 class, we are going to box everyone. It's easy. That is our indefinite pronouns. It's what we call refers to people, which is a teacher. Next, 3. No one should up at the event. We are going to box 1 is our what we call indefinite pronouns referring to the event. So I'm going to encircle which is referring to. Next, number 4. Anybody who wants the part must auditions by tomorrow. So we are going to find it out, the indefinite pronoun. who is referring to anybody, which is are indefinite pronouns. It's referring to people. That's WHO. That's anybody's are indefinite pronoun. 5. They had everything at the auction. So now, class, remember auctions. This is what we call what we call a place where we can see different kinds of it's either gadgets or things. Yeah. So this is what we call referring to everything. Just auction. That's why everything is our indefinite pronouns, referring to auctions. It's either referring to different kinds of things or whatsoever. 6. John bought some materials to school, but left others at home. We are going to think that others is referring to what we call people, which is John. Okay? This others is what we call our indefinite pronoun. 7. Did somebody call while I was out for lunch? I is referring to what we call subject pronoun. It's referring to person. So we are going to box somebody. That's our indefinite pronoun. Please follow. Number 8, we have many waited for the announcement of class suspension. Remember in number 8 class, we are going to think that many waited for the announcement of class suspensions. Means to say that our indefinite pronouns is many. That means to say for referring to class suspension. It refers to people. 9. Both agreed to end their argument. Okay, so means to say both agreed to end their argument. Argument is what we call the kind of event where people exchanging their ideas. So we have to choose number 9, both is our what we call indefinite pronouns referring to people. That's an argument, exchanging ideas. 10. Anything can happen unexpectedly. When we said anything can happen unexpectedly, unexpected means to say we do not know what is happening tomorrow or today. So we're going to box it. Anything is our indefinite pronouns. White here, it's quite easy for you to identify the different kinds of indefinite pronouns because class, remember, we are going to what you call know the definitions, and you have to love what you called the topic, of course. You know it and you can identify it directly by comprehend the sentence, because we needed to comprehend, we needed to understand in order to answer it perfectly or to answer it quietly. Okay, next I have another exciting drill. This is a connection of indefinite pronouns also. So you have also 10 plus 10 is 20. We have here next. We have all we have to do now here, classes. We are going to choose. Why? We need to choose the term. Yes, we need to choose the most appropriate, pinakaangkop, the most appropriate indefinite pronouns. So remember, the word inside the poll help us to complete the following sentences. So we have first here, both, something, few, same, many, someone, others, everybody, several, none are what we call indefinite pronouns. They are what you call indefinite pronouns. Some. Okay? Here we go. Now, class, we're going to proceed to number 1 sentence. Jim and Andy. Blank knew Greg was adopted. Now we are going to think what is the most appropriate and definite pronoun for number one, because we're going to talk about two subjects, which is Jim and Andy. So I'm going to give you a clue, class. Start with letter B. Remember, when we use this word, it's quietly or exactly the most appropriate answer because it talks about Jim and Andy. This is our subject. Okay, knew is our verb. Then Jim and Andy blank knew Greg was adopted. So remember, Greg is also our what we called subjects. So we're going to choose the word both. Jim and Andy both knew, they really knew that Greg was being adopted. They knew it. So we need to choose both. Second, they had blank, not even one. Okay? So it's one is our what we called marker choices that we need to choose none. It's nothing. They had none, not even one. Wala po. Third, blank of the participants were Asians. So most of them, or most of the participants were Asians. So we're going to start. I'll give you a clue for number 3. Start with letter S. So we have here several, someone, some, and something. So number 3, blank of the participants were Asians. So we're going to write here some of the participants were Asians. That's the appropriate one. Fourth, she had only a blank of her clothes with here. Okay, that's for number 4. So I'm going to give you a clue. Start with letter F. She had only a blank of her clothes. That means to say she had only a few of her clothes with her. 4. All the blank had a lot of clothes. So we're going to think for number 5 from the word all. So we're going to start with letter O. All the others had a lot of clothes. That's number 5. 6. Smelled awful in the elevator. So we're going to start with letter S. So we're going to write someone smelled awful in the elevator. 7. Blank had a great time at the party. So start with letter A. So we have everybody. We chose everybody because this word is the most appropriate one. 8. There were blank in the old house. So we're going to start with letter M. There were blank in the old house. Okay. There were many in the old house. Okay. That means to say class, sorry. So it's there were many waited. Okay, it's quietly forget it to write. There were many waited in the old house. Next, I'd like blank of those berries, please, because I am very concerning about my sentence about what I did. So I find it out that it's quietly missing. So number 9, class. So nothing to worry. And just recheck it. I'd like blank of those berries, please. So we are going to write it. So we are going to write letter S. Okay, I'd like several of those berries, please. Several. 10. Start with letter S. Blank out there gives a scary haul. Next is we have what we call something. We're going to write it. Something out there gives a scary what we call haul. That is what we called our last drill for second part, which is we are going to choose the most appropriate indefinite pronoun. Okay, so here number 10, something, 9, several, 8, many, 7, everybody, 6, someone, 5, others, 4, few, 3, some, 2, none, 1 is both. Okay, that is our what you call topic for today class about choosing the appropriate and definite pronoun. Okay, hope guys, viewers, okay, this video will help you a lot in doing your assignment, okay, and what we call applying our what we call everyday lives. Say for example, in communications, we need to know the function and uses of each word using indefinite pronouns. Once again, so long class, and thank you for listening and watching for my videos. Don't forget to subscribe to Ramz tutorial blog. God bless everyone. Bye bye.